go over some bases, no?
Yep, let's get started with the basics. And as for all of our listeners that are watching in this replay, thank you for joining and watching. You are in for an amazing treat with Tanya, who is such a talented 3D artist. She was one of those artists that actually helped me in my transition from physical to digital with bringing my creations to 3D life. And it's amazing a year later being back, getting back into our groove and actually being able to show others how they can as well. Especially we've both learned so much this past year in so many different ways. So we're joining forces to be able to show others how they can dive in as well and see how far you can come a year later. And so today we will be starting a series with showing you how you can actually create a full NFT using Clo 3D, which is an amazing software. And some people, you think you could just make one piece of fashion, but you can actually create your whole NFT here, which also makes the process a little bit easier. Because I know when I was exporting and doing different things, that's where things started getting a little complicated. So when Tanya was like, no, we could do the whole NFT there, I'm like, that is an amazing series there. So we're going to be breaking it down piece by piece. And today we're going to be getting started by actually talking about a little bit about what Clo 3D is and how to actually create that. So Miss Tanya, take it away.
Thank you. Uh, yeah, so Chloe is very interactive, and even if you don't have previous traditional fashion knowledge, I think Chloe has a good library, which you can start with. In the modular configurator, you have men's and women's patterns that like you can start out if you have no idea about creating from scratch. And yeah, you can like take a look at it. You have polos, you have shirts, t-shirts, and men and women. So you have different avatars, different ethnicities. You even have child avatar. So you can do a lot of things here. It's good for beginners and people that really want to. Wait, what happened? To start with. Okay, so today we can start with creating a garment directly on the avatar. So this in traditional fashion would be the same as modeling on a dummy or the traditional dummy with the pins and the fabric all over,
Right.
which I didn't like the waist. So
Gotcha.
we can import Feifei, which I always go to Feifei. It's already automatic. You can do whatever you want.
I think everybody loves Fei Fei.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to work with the shoes flat, so it's more or less normal proportions.
Oh wow. That's already something I've never even thought of. Switching the shoes and having normal proportions.
Yeah, I mean, because I already used Cloud 3D for a while, I'm a bit OCD on stuff.
Yes. No, but that
So I would
helps.
try not to like,
Yeah.
yes, so like it's already automatic to me. Like,
Right.
okay, so here we have on the avatar tab, you can hide and hide the avatar. Then you have a show arrangement point, which would be when you already have a 2D pattern layout here. So we don't have it, so we're not going to use it today. And this one also for the same. This is for the skeleton, where you can change the pose. We can see that later on the other tutorial. And then we have our measurements, which is really nice when you have like no idea where things go. So this is a really good guide to start with. Uh, in when you're creating, well, when I study uh, the traditional fashion design, like my teacher always said that you have crucial points where you should go through in the body. So it would be like the bust point and the waist and the hips. But like it depending on what you're gonna do. Of course, if it's a dress, you're gonna at least pass through a bust point, probably the waist and hips, create like style lines. In the case of the bodysuit, we we're gonna need more like just more the bust point. The thing of digital fashion is that you can kind of get away with these things, uh, because it's gonna be so fitted. It's actually not gonna do any major difference going through the points or not. So we can just like create the shape directly, and then when you flatten into the 2D here, you can like arrange it better later. Don't know if you have any questions. I started too fast, so let me know.
No, those were great points. I'm over here taking notes as well. Like, okay, so you want to focus on the breast point, the waist, and the hips, and because like it's funny just hearing you explain it. Because like you said, I've been in Chloe experimenting and kind of seen those things and paid it no mind. But it's like, okay, that makes it easier for even myself as a beginner. Like, okay, these are those 3 areas that you want to kind of focus on because, like you said, you'll end up passing through them, or like you said, depending on what you're really creating, you'll see what works, but those will be those 3 main points you'll want to kind of be aware of and starting from. So great points so far. And anybody
Yes,
that's in
exactly.
spatial, if you
When
have
it's fitting,
questions, feel free to hop in because we can hear you as well.
yeah, for sure. Um, okay, I'll start with the shape. Maybe it's better. Then people will have questions by then. Okay, so we have here a 3D pen. There's an edit, which is you're gonna use it when you have the shape already drawn. And then in the bottom one, you have 2 tools in one icon. So you make sure to have a 3D pen avatar. The flatten will be used when we already have the shape locked in. You're gonna see the difference by locked in and not locked in. I'll explain later. Okay, so because it's symmetric, we can just do one size. It's more precise and no need to do it twice. We can start with, I'm gonna make it this larger. So we see we have already this line here. You're gonna make a normal crew neck. We can follow this line. So you're gonna do symmetric, so you wanna make sure you starting in the middle. And as you can see, if the line doesn't like curve, so you have to do it point by point. Sorry, this is not right. Gonna do it again. If it locks yellow line, you have to make sure either you continue the line or you start over again because it's not gonna be one shape. Then make sure it's always black mostly, so it's good. Sometimes it happens because you are the points are too close to each other. That's why it got yellow. The control will come later on. So here have some points. And then you see the line goes like a bit crazy, so you need more points here. And this one, probably more points. Until we reach here. It's gonna look really weird, so don't worry, we're gonna fix it on the 3D window. Here you can go straight because there's no major. And here it's gonna get a bit tricky. So try to follow more or less the lines, and if it goes wobbly, it will be really weird the pattern you see. Yeah, just follow the line. Here it's just straight, so now it's yellow, which means it's locked in this shape.
Okay. Oh, and it's
But
locked
we
in
can't
because you
like
made it like a circle, like you made it back to your first point.
sorry, say it again because it was cutting out.
Sorry, I was saying it automatically did that because you made it back to your first point.
Yes, exactly,
Okay,
because it
perfect.
locked the shape.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically you need to go back to your initial point.
Gotcha.
So it's good. Like I know it's a bit tricky when you're starting. Like, you don't know where you should go. This is will come with experience. But with these lines are actually good if you have it shown. Now we can do like another circle, which is this one, the armhole. This way it makes things easier. Let me know if you when you want to like start, if it's not too much,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, I think what
if
I'll
you want to
do
like
is for
try
you.
it or
So, just so that the screen is big enough for whoever's watching, I'll just record you and then I'll do it, and then that's how everybody can also like watch the video, do it, and then kind of come back each week to come back with their finished project by the end of the month or whatever.
oh yeah, yeah, that is great. Okay, so I screwed up, so I have to do it again. Okay, kind of the same process. And we locked in again. And now we're gonna have another thing here. So we can use this point and this point, and it locks. So now, because it's we can do a bodysuit like the full leg. That would mean we're gonna need a circle in the ankle.
Mm.
We do more or less the same. Okay. Now we need to connect this one, the armhole one, with this one, and then the one from here to here. So here, because there's no actual guide, we're gonna try to make it as more or less straight, kind of the middle of the body. The leg is a bit tricky because you're supposed to have more room in the back than the front, but it's digital fashion, so it's okay.
That's good you
That's
said
what I
that because
like
as
about
soon
it.
as you said that, I was like, oh God, what does I gotta get my calculator out or something?
No needs. Oh, we're running out of time. I hope the room doesn't close when the time is.
Oh yeah, for Zoom, that's right.
It doesn't close, does it?
I don't think so because if it's, I
Not
think it's
sure.
just me and you. I think if it's more than 3 people, then that's when they get a little particular.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going on the other side team. When you get here, make sure you have point here because it can be a bit wobbly here. Okay, now it's going well, but sometimes it doesn't go well. Okay, so when you're not sure about if you have a good shape locked in, before you actually draft the pattern, you can go back here to the 3D pen. There's the flatten tool on the bottom, and when you over it, it gets gray. But actually, it's okay.
Nice.
Like, it's nice to, like, in between the process, you can like check it. Okay, now missing the sleeve. I'll do the same on the wrist. Here. So the sleeve normally doesn't have a seam in the middle, but we're gonna need a seam, otherwise it doesn't flatten the pattern. This is something that happens, especially in the arms, but with the other parts it's okay. I think it's because it has more curves to it. So you're gonna need a seam here, connected in the armhole shoulder point, and the bottom point of the armhole. Get really in there and do till here. Well, yeah.
Nice.
So basically, this is it for the shape. Then you can pick up your preview of the tape here. It fits to messy, and we can check again with the flatten, and it looks good. It's making great shadow.
Yes, it is.
So now it's the moment of truth. So sometimes it's better to save us at this point because it can be challenging. this drafting.
Yes, and I'll be so sad to lose all of that after you put all your pins in.
Exactly. It happened to me many times. So. Okay, so when you are ready, we select all the areas and it gets yellow.
And how do you select all the areas? What button did you click? I think I missed that.
Here on the 3D pen, there's a second tool.
Okay. And so, when you're on flatten, then you just click on them to select them all.
Exactly. Okay. It's the same as the gray one. So it gets gray when you over the mouse.
Gotcha.
But once you click it, it's yellow. Gotcha. Which when you click enter, it develops the 2D pattern at the 2D window right there.
Gotcha.
But if your computer is like a bit if it's not too powerful, maybe it's better if you do it like one by one.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you do it like all of them, for example like this, and then you hit enter, and then it drops all of it.
Okay.
Sometimes if the pattern is not, for example, if you don't follow some of the points here, because it's pre-fitted, it recognizes it. But if you make like a really crazy shape and you don't follow like crucial points on the body, it takes like really long to read, and then it can just get really messy.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is our 2D pattern. It should come rotated. This is the front. Yeah, this is the front. And then you see when you click the 2D pattern on the 2D window, it will highlight on the 3D window. If you're not like really aware of like the patterns, it's good to see the same time in the 3D. And then we have our sleeve, which is cut in half. So it looks weird.
And does it matter how you organize them over on your 2D screen?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
organize. I mean, it's just for
Okay.
your own sake.
Yes.
I already have my my thing, so I like the front here, the sleeve in the middle because it gets connected in
Oh,
the
yeah.
armholes here, so it's gonna sew here.
Okay, that makes sense.
But now we're gonna need a symmetric pattern. To make a symmetric pattern, you select the ones you're basically gonna need symmetric everything. So you can select all of it. Right mouse click, and you have clone pattern with link everything, and you have 3 different tools. You have symmetric pattern with sewing, so if you have already sewing made, it will automatically sew together, so it's good. Or symmetric pattern without the sewing. And instant pattern is kind of similar, but it's not linked together. You're gonna see the link will create like a blue line, which means whatever you do on this one will do it also. So I like putting this one together, or my hair to get around. So if we do everything, I mean, correctly here on the when we flatten on the 3D window, if we go on the sewing tool, you will see some of them it's already sewn because it's recognized. Some of them it's not, but it's okay. We can sew it together.
Sewing in digital, nice.
Sorry?
I said yes, sewing in the digital way sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just discuss some, the patterns. Because it's so fitted, it actually doesn't really matter the weird shapes, what's going on. But if you like now wanted to arrange it, you have these tools here, and you have this one is the general selection, but then you have the empty triangle per se, and you have inside edit curve points, edit curvature, add points. So we have what's going on here is like we have too many black points. So the black points are really harsh right angle points, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna like it curved. I mean, at least I like it curved.
Yes.
So I would like select all of them and right click and convert to curve point, and then you're ready.
Nice.
But then if you go to edit curve point, you'll see you have too many curve points. So you're gonna need like deleting some of them to actually make a smooth curve. Don't need too many points.
And then you said that's doing it the same on the other side automatically, or you have to do that there as well?
Yes.
Oh gosh, Tanya, it did close us out.
I know.
Okay, so maybe you want to send.
Oh my god.
I know. Okay, maybe you want to send another invite.
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yeah, we could hear you on spatial still.
Okay.
Okay, so while you do that, I'm gonna take a brief intermission. I hear my Discord going off. I'm gonna close that window. Close this extra window. YouTube window. So yes, while we are getting back up in Zoom, let me see here. Oh, actually, I guess I will need Discord for the new link that you send me.
We can choose the same one, huh?
Oh, we can? Okay, great.
I'll try.
Let me see if I can click that same link and get back in.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, great. So, hey, that means we got like another 40 minutes, which would be perfect timing. Because I think we were kind of gauging for about an hour. Anyhow, oh yes, we're back in. Perfect.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought that was like closing the reminder.
Okay. And I feel like you're echoing now.
Oh wait, I think it's my mic.
Faye over here look like she done got ran over in her outfit so far. But no, this has been really great. I've only used the existing patterns and like put pictures on them, and so to see actually how to make a pattern from scratch, that was one of those things I always had questions about, like how the heck do people actually make patterns on here?
Okay, I think I can share.
Oh, not this one. Okay, wait, no, not that. There we go.
Okay, I'm in.
Perfect.
I can hear myself.
Well, we can hear you good.
That's weird.
I hear some claps. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so where was I?
Curvature. Oh yes, I had just asked if they were since they were connected, if you're doing it on one side, if it's doing it on the other side.
Oh yeah.
It is? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it is. So when it's like the blue line around, it's because it's being symmetric.
Okay, perfect.
What can not do the same is like if you link it without the same sewing, it cannot make the sewing on the other one.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. But the points will do the same.
Gotcha.
And I really need to mute myself. This is weird. What can I do?
Oh, mute yourself maybe on this one. Maybe let me also mute this. Maybe that's what it was. I muted myself on Zoom, so now it might be better. Because we were hearing ourselves on Spatial. So if you mute yourself on Zoom, then we should still be able to hear you from Spatial.
I'm sorry I left.
Okay, is it better now?
No.
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, now yes.
Okay, perfect. And you can't hear yourself? You sound good? Okay? You sound okay?
Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yay, okay.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I think it was because we could hear ourselves on Zoom and on Spatial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good now. Okay, so back to curve points.
Yes, beautiful armpit.
Yeah, so in this one, it's... I know, right? I mean, it really doesn't matter how it looks because of that editing. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'll just show. We just basically want to get rid of as much guard points as possible. You select them and right click and convert to guard points and get rid of the text as well, the curved one. But here we need to make sure we don't do something really crazy with the line because it's matching here on the body. So basically, more or less trying to make it more curved, but without disturbing the shape, basically, much. Yeah, like this. And if you just, when you are in the edit curve points, you all, whenever you select, you always create a curve point. If you want a regular point, which is the black one, you need this one, add points, split line, and here you create this one, and you'll see the black points in this view of the edit pattern. And you come back here. I'll come back to curve point. And here also do the same. And you may find that when this happens, it's because you need to control the amount of curve points. It will take time to kind of understand what your work should do, but yeah, more or less, if you go like on Google and look for like like traditional pattern, or you even have here, you can even go here in the module configurator and import it here, and you can like compare a regular sleeve from this one. I guess later we can go over in the more traditional pattern, because this one is a bit experimental because it's directly on the avatar. Yeah. There's two ways of creating patterns, basically. You can be a bit more crazy when you go directly on the avatar. So I'll just fix this one on the back also. Something like this. Do the same here as we did in the front, but we need to keep in mind that the back pattern it's not as curved as the front. I mean the armhole part. It's kind of like this, but with less harsh curve. Something like this. So basically just need. If you have the good curve points, curve points in the good space, it will make the difference. Also here.
And so you just go through wherever you see those black dots, that's where you go and convert them to curves. To turn them red?
Yeah, I don't like the curve points because it messes up a lot with your workflow, with like the sewing and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I got used to like getting rid as much as I can of them. Like, of course you need them like in the crucial points of the shape.
Okay.
But yeah, it helps. And then if you see like it's weird angle, basically is when you go see the weird angle is when you know you need to go there and edit a little bit.
Gotcha.
So here should be a smooth curve. Here it's a bit like right angle. And it's a curve also. These ones. And once you have it all curved, it's easier to like start deleting them. Because if you delete the black curve, the black point, it will destroy everything.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's the reason we converted into curve point first, and then we see if we really need to like get rid of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then when you start getting rid of the middle points in between the curve points, they start like shaping themselves.
Okay.
Instead of like doing this and get rid of all of them,
Yeah.
make sure like you go like this one or this one, but make sure there's like references in the middle. It makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's just gonna fix this one. This part is gonna always look weird, okay, because it's like the middle part.
Right.
Okay, now this one it can be black. This one we can convert it and delete. Yes. Also these ones. I think it's okay. And also this one. These two. And yeah, this is a good looking bodysuit.
Nice. It looks so good on the pattern, but why is it? Oh, because we haven't sewn it yet on, so that's why it's not all like all together on her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and when you start working on the pattern, it starts going into the avatar.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks like eaten up.
Right, because we're modeling on that avatar. That's right. That's what we're doing today.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go over the missing sewing. So we have 3 sewing machines here. There's the edit, which will make you see all the current sewing lines. And this is where you're gonna, if you need to reverse it, you can reverse it, like if you stitch the upside down. Now let's go here and deactivate merge is what you use this one for. And we have segments. This is what I was talking about, the black dots always sometimes messed up the process, because you see the black dots create segments, and basically if you didn't have this black dot, you could do this one and this one easily. So if I go here and convert it to curve point, now I can just do here and here easily.
Nice.
You know, it's like it makes better your workflow. And but I'm gonna go back to explain what you can do when you have a lot of points. And you can use the segment tool. This segment tool is really quick, so you can normally use for shoulders. So here you can see on the 3D window also. If you don't know what it is, you can always go here over the mouse, and it'll highlight on the 3D window and 2D window at the same time. Okay, so shoulders normally are quick. It's just to segment. Because we have all these points, we can use this one, which has 2 pre-sewing and MN free sewing. So this one we will use when there's a lot of points. Do all the segment, which is this part, with this one.
Nice.
And
That's
this way you can go over all the points. But yeah, just if you have this kind of workflow where you clean your pattern as much as you can, it will be easier for you. So if you had all these curves, you will use the segment too. And this one, the second free sewing, MN, this one allows you to go from one pattern to another and connecting them, basically. So this one, the first one, you couldn't use this one because if we go here and here, it will connect these two instead of going here. Doesn't allow that. So we use this one. I'm gonna delete this one for example. So with this one we would first create one segment, which is the sleeve with the armhole of the body. Sorry. The one segment like this, and you hit enter, and you move on to the other segment you want to join with, like this, and then you hit enter again, and now it's locked in.
Nice.
Move on to the middle part. Because we drawn on the avatar like in this pose, now it's not so good to change that pose, but maybe depending on what you're doing, you would want the avatar with the legs open, slightly like a pose, because you're just able to see what's going on here. Or here, because right now I'm not sure if I should move on this point or this one. So here on the back, we want these two to connect together, but then the legs, of course, they're not gonna connect this one because you need to connect one leg to the other. Because it's a bodysuit, and we need to keep in mind that. So it will, but even if you do it wrong, you will see the sewing line. I'll just do this so I can show you. Sorry, wrong two. The free one. We're gonna use this one, the free one. This, like this. This is incorrect. Okay, so we see here is not supposed to go in. That's it.
Wow, look at that. Whoa, and then you just pull it? Wow. Oh, because it's already sewn together. And And Tanya, if you're talking, I don't think I can hear you anymore. Oh, maybe.
On one same video, it cuts automatically here. So I'm gonna demonstrate how you can do it on the 2D window. So it's the same thing, but here it's like so much quicker because it draws and cuts at the same time. It cuts and sews together. Between, sure.
OMG.
Okay. Yeah, back. I'm not sure if it was cut before or after the starlight.
Yeah, I think it like automatically logged me out because I had been a little too idle and spatial, but it had cut out like right when you made the magic happen, I think, and everything was like all together. And then I seen you using the hand to like pull it out, and then I'm like, Tanya, you're a little quiet if you're talking while you're doing this. But that is where it was.
Oh, because I only saw the black square when already was in the cutting.
Yeah, but okay, so we're good to go. So yeah, so I guess I missed this part where you made this little line. Like I don't know what that part is. I missed that.
I'll go back. Okay. No worries. That's the magic of Control C.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we were like this. Yeah, everything is sewn together. Oh, something happens. Okay, so I don't know. I moved the line too much, and now it's going over on the neck. So I'll just edit, and it looks good now. And we're gonna simulate. Yeah, just edit to the bit. Also, I like doing like the moving too, but if you like Control A, select everything, and Control H, it will straighten, and it'll be quicker. Just wanted to show both ways.
That's not as fun
Sometimes
as
you still have to
it.
like go in there. Sorry?
I said that's not as fun as pulling it.
No, that's why I was like, okay, let's pull it. But yeah, so I like working with the strengthen tool on. It helps you visualize the structure. Of course, it's not. This one it works well because it's a body suit. It's fitted. But sometimes, depending on the shape, it can go really, really crazy. But it helps in the beginning stages. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the star lines and stop simulating. Here, in this part, there's a t-shirt. It really shows like this. This is the normal default. But if you go here and select the last one, draw star line, and basically it hovers the mouse, it gets a bit gray, so you select the legend once, and you'll see you have your shapes. So this is when it blocks your drawing. So you're gonna go from one scene to another. Block. Oh, okay. And because it cuts, it removes whatever you had on your pattern, so the straighten is gone. But you can select again and Control H, do it again. You can also do right click. Now it's because it's straighten, it says and straighten. But if it's not, you go straighten. And you can also do here on the 3D. You also have here a straighten and straighten. But if you get used to shortcuts, it's way quicker. Okay, so yeah, you have the star lines. You can do it on the 3D window if it's too confusing to realize where things are. But if you do want to be more precise, you can use the same thing but for the 2D pattern. You have here the internal polygon line, which allows you to make a free line. But then you have rectangle, ellipse, and this is especially for dart. We can do a polygon. So basically, it's like kind of like Illustrator. If you're familiar with it, you can like make a curve by holding it and then double click to lock in the shape. So here on the 2D, it doesn't cut automatically. Here with this one, it cuts, but sometimes you don't want to cut because you want to make or stitch something over it or anything else. So here it's if we want to cut it, you need to have both sides touching the seams. So we can do extend trim pattern outline, and it automatically goes to its place. And then right click again and pattern shift. We should do exactly the same thing as the tool on the 3D window. And yes, so but you can, as I was saying, you can also use for other things if you don't want to like cut the pattern. For example, I'm going to hide the avatar. And for example, you want to label, you can use the rectangle tool. Put here, because here is symmetric, it's not doing it well. But imagine if it was like in the middle. You can have here your shape. Okay, you want your label to go here, and now you're gonna need a pattern with the same shape to go to sew here. You can right click, clone as a pattern, and now you can put your print here, your logo, and you sew it here. And yeah, this is another way to use this these internal lines. So, when you want to place pieces that are already sewn but are not placed on where they should be quicker. Either you can move them manually, or you can right click superimpose. In this case I think it's under because it's inside, but if you wanted like outside, you would use superimpose over, so it comes here. And yeah.
Nice. I love
Any
that.
questions? Yeah, so it's good use of the lines. We can go over it more detailed in either tutorial.
Yeah.
Maybe there was too much information now.
No, I think that was, and now
Didn't
that
digest.
you've got the whole bodysuit right here, so I think that is like a good place for the first session. Everybody that's watching, get on Chloe and give it a try. I know the first 30 days is free. If you've already done it before, make a new email. Give it another try. You know, and give it a try. We're going to be coming back every Friday, I think maybe for about a month. I'm not at the most. It should hopefully, I'm not sure how many sessions it may take in total, but we're going to be coming every Friday at the same time, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time, in order to actually continue to build this bodysuit together. So give it a try. See if you can get your bodysuit sewn together, and then next week we'll be back again to take the next step. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Raw Discord, or even make sure you follow Tanya on Twitter, Instagram, and just come back during our next session on Friday and you can ask Tanya. I was going to say you can ask me too, but I'm over here learning with y'all. I'm definitely going to be making my avatar and bringing it back to show you guys what I've got accomplished. And yeah, come back, ask your questions. If you run into any issues, again, come back and we'll be able to share. And this has been a great first session, Tanya. So thank you for being willing to share what you know and be here a part of Raw and the Spatial Space, our Friday lineup, and making this such a great first session.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been great.
Applause. Yes.
Stay tuned for the next one.
Yes, stay tuned for the next one. Awesome. Alrighty, and so I'll stop recording and stop sharing.